Oh, hello everybody. Hello. We got Ron, Right Patch Ron in here. We got Dig and Daryl. Somebody put a Manticore on eBay and the bid is up to $2,600. That's crazy. Wow. David Alfonsetti, how you doing? We got Dirt Bandit Outdoors. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you. Let's see here. Scrolling through here and see who else I've got here. Brian DeMario and Piedmont Artifacts, Nathan Bishop. We got Teresa the Treasure Hunter. Now, Teresa the Treasure Hunter is going to be our mod tonight, so I appreciate her being here to help out, and she's always been a big help. Gary Garvine, how you doing? Good to see you here. Dan will be with us here in just a few minutes. Right now, he popped in just a couple minutes ago, and he's having issues with his Wi-Fi, so he's going to switch to a different spot, possibly a different computer, and see if he can get some better signal going there so he can be on the stream. But Greg Gustum, good to see you. Alan Pfeiffer, good to see you from Oklahoma. Good to see you guys. If you get a chance, feel free to invite some people along to enjoy the stream with us here. You got Clipper Prospecting. Good to see you here. And we'll be answering a few questions tonight. I think this is just kind of going to be a little bit of a hangout tonight, and we'll answer a few questions, a few little updates about the status of new machines coming in and stuff like that. We got Drew Shepard, and let's see here, Bob Colcord. We got Albert Drew, David and Laura Chumbley, Gary Burgess. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Yeah, Dan will pop on here in just a few minutes. But hello, Rick. How you doing? Good to see you from California. I hope your weather is better down there. We've got today it was 17 degrees here where I'm at, and trees are snapping and limbs are falling on the ground, and seems like everybody here in where I live, everybody's got busted trees or limbs in their yard. So East Tennessee, how you doing, Mad Max? Good to see you. We got Frank's Fly Traps from New Jersey. Good to see you. Jeremy Naylor. Oh, a lot of you guys here I haven't seen before. Welcome to the stream here. Welcome to Sodbusters Metal Detecting. And we've got Jeremy Naylor. Let's see. Yep, I already mentioned Jeremy Naylor. Northwest Outdoors. Good to see you. From Western Washington. He's a neighbor. Well, let's see here. Okay. Dig and Daryl. Yep. All right, you guys. Yeah, again, I want to thank Teresa. She messaged me earlier and said she would be on the stream tonight and offered to be moderator for the stream for all you bad boys and bad girls out there. So behave yourself because she'll get you. But she's really good to get along with. Teresa's awesome. Been a good friend for several years here. She gets along with everybody, even when they don't deserve to be got along with, I think. Gary Denny, good to see you. Jason Weir. Oh, you guys are popping in all over the place here. All right. Bad Boys all live in Florida. All live in Florida. Yeah, I don't know. I think some of them spread out this way too. We got them around Idaho and all over the place. Dan tells me about a few over there in Oklahoma too. But he's trying to pop on right now. I see his icon pop up here. We'll bring him on here in just a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, you guys, yeah, there's been some news about machines being shipped. I've been seeing a few people getting the new machines, the MINELAB 900 and the Manticore. The Manticore right now, you know, it's been slim pickings. They only shipped 7 machines to the distributor about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And so those are sparsely getting distributed, but we're not sure when the next shipment's going to be on that just yet, unless Dan has an update when he comes on. But Northwest Outdoors, you have a Manticore, huh? Where do you live? Okay, let's see. Moosini from Long Island. Wow, you got some history over there. I envy that. So, yeah, bills and groceries. I hear that. Can't escape those. They're kind of like death, I think. Can't escape them. But all right, north of Seattle. Okay, north of Seattle. Wow. And you already got a Manticore. That's awesome. You're one of the first ones in the U.S., from what I understand. There's been a couple of guys, I guess, that got them, but still waiting over here. But I'm chomping at the bit. I'm ready to get my hands on one and start learning that machine. Oh, it's number 1 on the left. That's awesome. On the Manticore, I was told amount coming unknown. Yeah. Yeah, nobody really seems to have any information on the amount or shipping, you know, the ETA on them or anything. But I'm looking forward to it. Everything I've seen on it so far has been real impressive. So when I get my hands on it, I'll determine that later on. You know, everybody has their own way of doing things. I've got my way of doing things, and I have to run my own test and see what that machine's capable of, but I'm looking forward to doing that. So let's see here. Maybe Uncle Joe should hand out a stimulus check for the Manticore. Yeah, I could take and just hand me a Manticore. So all right, here comes Dan. Looks like he's popping on here, you guys. Oh, look at there. Oh, popped off. He's even putting in a virtual background. He's getting high tech here now. So I'm sitting out here. As you can see, I'm sitting outdoors. It's really cold out here, but I'm a real man, and I'm not going to put on a coat because I'm just cool that way. You see the stream flowing behind me? I turned the volume down on that so you guys didn't have to hear that. I told all the animals to be quiet too, so you guys could hear important stuff rather than that. Hey, there's Dan. Hey, Dan, how you doing?
Hey, Larry, how you doing?
Good. You can adjust your virtual screen if you need to. You kind of look like a ghost. So, but if you go into your settings, click on settings, and then go to virtual background, you'll see a little fade bar. You can slide that back and forth to clean up your image. Well, I don't know if that's possible. Come on now.
Oh, yeah. That's asking a lot.
But anyway. All right. Who else we got in here? Even stop the stream. Yeah, look at him. That cleaned it up some there.
It's still, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. But Gary Garvine says, hello, Dan.
Hey, Gary, how you doing?
And yeah, he walked through a brick wall all right. So, but anyway, you guys, anybody have anything exciting going on? There was somebody in here that said that he got the Manticore. Who was that? I got to look back here and find out who that was again. Yeah, I saw Calabash. He actually borrowed that machine. Yeah, that's what you said, that he tested one that he borrowed from Surfside. Yeah, so I watched that test that he did, and it did look pretty impressive. So that looks good, Dan.
I think that works better.
Yeah. So anyway, where was that? Somebody said they had a Manticore. I'm trying to find out where that was.
Sorry for all this technical difficulty, everyone.
Not a problem. I brought my seasick pills with me.
Yeah, I was back in the shop, but I had too much lag out there. So
yeah, everything's a lot more clear now. That's good.
Gotcha.
So, all right, let's see. We're in Josh. Coin shooter detector. I'm not seeing that comment again.
Wow, there's a lot of comments already.
Yeah, there's a bunch on here.
Teresa's on there. Hey, Teresa.
Yeah, Teresa's moderating our stream tonight. Okay, it was Northwest Outdoors. Got a Manticore. Northwest Outdoors, have you had a chance to operate that yet? I'm going to scroll back down here for a mile now to catch up with the comments again here. Down it again, walk right through the brick wall. Let's see.
Just real quick, Larry, I see one comment as I'm going down.
Okay.
Guy says there's someone on eBay with a Manticore. The bid's already up to $2,600.
Yeah, I'm wondering who that might be.
Yeah, I had a customer call me the other day asking if I had any Manticores. Of course, I don't at this moment, and I've got the wait list. And he said, "Well, I'll pay you $400 over the regular price for it if you got one." And if anybody else is thinking that, please don't call me and ask me that. That's not something I'll do. I got the list. I'm going one at a time by the list. I'm not going to kick somebody off, to slip someone else in, because they want to pay more or something like that.
Exactly.
Extra money would be nice, but it's just not a good way of doing business, in my opinion.
No, it doesn't show integrity. I agree with that 100%. People got on the list. They did it legitimately, and they don't deserve to be kicked out because somebody feels special with extra cash.
Right.
So
I just want to point this out. I just got this in the mail. I got home about an hour or so ago. It's somebody on our stream right now. And if he would, go ahead and comment. I don't want to mention his name without his permission. But he made this for me and sent it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he made it with a laser engraver. And I didn't know anything about it. I opened the mail and unwrapped it. And that's really cool. I really appreciate that. And
that's awesome.
If he gives me the okay here, I'll mention his name and everything. And much appreciated. That's really nice. That's going in the shop.
Oh, he said, "Hey Dan, you're welcome."
All right. Albert was his name. Albert Drew.
Yep.
Thanks a lot, Albert. I really appreciate that.
That's awesome. Good deal, Albert. I requested a laser engraver for Christmas this year. So I'm hoping that I can become techie enough to learn how to operate it and get started with that. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. Once I get past the learning curve, I think that'll be kind of frustrating maybe at first, but I'm looking forward to it. A lot of neat stuff you can do with those.
And I've got a laser engraver. Larry knows this. And I haven't tried tile yet. I just haven't had the time, and I've been wanting to do it. And this one looks really nice. So if I can get to this standard, I'll be doing good. This turned out real nice. And again, Albert, I really appreciate this.
Well, I think that I'm going to be starting to practice. I'm going to start doing laser engraving on dynamite sticks. See how that works.
Well, I'm afraid Larry's going to be calling me for tech support. Maybe I'll just have to send you to Albert.
There you go. He said he could help out. But Key Date Kid, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. He's been busy making some shovels, and lots of them because he's busy this year. Of course, this time of year, orders really start coming in for everybody. Well, at least for good things. And Casey makes some awesome shovels there, so I'm sure he's busy. I know he's been in the shop late at night and stuff. So, but anyway, yeah, good to see you guys. Dan, have you gotten any news at all about any updates as far as ETA on machines or what to expect? Hopefully,
a little bit. Give me just 1 second here.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about that. Yeah. So I got a shipping notification today. I have some Equinox 900s on the way. At least the Equinox 900s. I haven't got the invoice yet to see if I have a Manticore in the box. My distributor's pretty good about emailing us out, when they do get something, that everybody's wanting that as much as the Manticore. So I haven't seen that yet. So I imagine this order I'm getting is probably just going to be the Equinox 900s. They still haven't received any 700s at all. So unfortunately, I don't have an ETA on that. And they did mention the other day they got a MINELAB shipment that was just they didn't know it was going to be on it. There was no Manticores on it. They got another shipment yesterday, and I'm hoping they're getting another one on Monday. They're so busy, they may have got the shipment today and not get the email out till tonight or tomorrow to the dealers. So I'm just just waiting like everyone else. Unfortunately, MINELAB's not telling us how many units and where they're going or anything. They're just showing them up as they can get them here. And so it's a little bit of a waiting game, which is I think it's driving a lot of people crazy because it's so close to Christmas. Everybody's wanting them, and they're so hard to get. It feels like back in the 80s, what was those Cabbage Patch Kids? If these were going to the mall, I'm sure people would be there, waiting in line and fighting each other for them and all that. But we're doing the best we can as dealers. I'm sure I speak for other dealers too, that they're just kind of crazy.
Yeah, well, it's kind of expected. It seems to be the trend when a new machine just comes out. It becomes I don't know. It trickles in at first, and everybody's chomping at the bit and hurry. Where's mine? But we're at the mercy of the shipment. So, but yeah, it'll come about. May not be under the Christmas tree, but soon after, hopefully. Oh, yeah. David Lewis says, no problem on the 700. I'm on a cruise on Monday, the 19th, and we'll be home Saturday. Going on a cruise. Wow, it must be warmer wherever you're going. We're freezing over here. I think the ground is probably like concrete right now. Like I say, we had 17 degrees today.
Yeah, I think some of your weather's headed this way too. I'm not looking forward to that. Daryl said he received the shovel and he's asked his wife to wrap it up so he can open it at Christmas.
Yeah. Oh.
What we probably need to do, Larry, is do a live stream. I get this camera figured out a little better, and I can actually point out and show the differences in an Excalibur versus some of the competitor shovels.
Uh-huh.
And I know we keep mentioning these shovels a lot, but they're worth mentioning over and over because they're that good.
Well, I think the reason I talk about it is because I have actually had a couple of brands of shovels that I've gotten that failed on me in the field. And so that causes a lot of frustration. Luckily, the last one that failed, I was in the town where I live. So I was able to go home and be back to where I was hunting in about 10 minutes. And you know, it's just, but it's an inconvenience. You know, you kind of expect your equipment to hold up out there. You hope so. But I know Casey's products there, I mean, they're awesome. They're just awesome. So, like I always say, you know, anybody that asks, a lot of people will try to save money, you know, so they'll go to a hardware store and buy garden tools or something like that for their metal detecting adventures, and it just don't work out very well because they end up failing on you. It's not built for metal detecting, it's built for gardening. So when you try to spend less on your tools to save money, it's actually going to cost you money, because when that tool fails, you have to buy it again. So I always recommend people spend the money to buy a quality tool, spend that money one time, and it's just a lot easier, it's hassle free, you know, keeps you from dealing with that frustration down the line. So,
Hey, Larry, Greg asked on here if I carry the blue Nemo, and the answer is yes. I actually use one myself as well. I do have them on the website. I haven't been stocking them lately because I'm in Oklahoma, and we don't get as much requests for them as we would if we were on the, you know, one of the coasts or something. But give me a call or shoot me an email, and I'll get you the most current prices on them. They do have some Christmas promotions going, and just, you know, like I said, just get a hold of me and I'll see what I can do for you. I'll try to set you up right.
Good deal. Yeah. I want to thank those of you that's ordered clocks too. Right Patch Ron, as a matter of fact, he ordered a couple of clocks, and he received those here just a few days ago, and so he's ticking away over there. I love my great deal. Yeah. All right. So yeah, as far as new machines go, you guys, we're just kind of holding on, waiting right now, just right along with everybody else. I'm envious of those guys that already have the Manticore in hand. We are seeing some of the 900s popping out on YouTube and stuff like that. So as of right now, we haven't had the chance to get either one of those in hand just yet, but it's coming here pretty quick.
Jason asked on here, Larry, if somebody wants to order a Manticore, what number would they be on the list?
Yeah.
Let me pull that up just so I make sure I'm not messing this up. Right now, there are 58. There was over 60, and I had a couple of people got lucky and got their hands on one. And one guy didn't have the funds for his. He was right there at the top of the list. So actually, he was number 2. So unfortunately, you'd be number 59.
So Northwest Outdoors.
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to be doing a video here pretty quick, probably just after Christmas, and I'll be doing a video that shows exactly about that shovel you're talking about that breaks down. I think you'll be really happy to see that. But yes, he does. He does carry the Dan, can you remember the name of that shovel?
The Merlin.
The Merlin. My brain doesn't work the way it should, so I got to have a backup here. But anyway, that is a great design that he's got on that, and I'll be producing that video here and just after Christmas, so another 2-3 weeks.
A lot of comments here. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah, we got 41 people in the chat here tonight. I appreciate you guys. Feel free to send invites out to your friends there, see if they want to join along. But I kind of wanted to talk a little bit tonight about the hobby. I think that, since I've been, got going with the YouTube channel and everything, I metal detected for about 30 years now. But I never really got involved with the community so much. I had metal detecting partners, but I never really got involved in the community so much until I got the YouTube channel and got to really start knowing some people around. And through that, you start learning, you start hearing about things that take place across literally the world. I've got people over in the UK that I talk to, and all over the world, Ireland, but mainly the news I keep up with is here in the US. And I just want to say some of the stuff, I've seen some things lately that are kind of upsetting to me, because really, for the most part, the community as a whole, I think, is a great community, and they try to uphold this this hobby with integrity. They do things the right way. If you're digging in parks, make sure, number one, that you're allowed to be there. Check with your laws, check with your state, your county, your city, whatever it takes, and find out if you are allowed to be digging, metal detecting in the places you want. If you don't know, you're going to have to make some phone calls and stuff. Some places require permits. Who knows? It just depends on your state, county, and city. So, you guys, I ask you to please, get permissions before you go someplace. Get the permits, whether it be, a private property that's, where it's a verbal permission. If that works for the landowner and yourself, then great. Some places you may need a written permission. Before you go into parks and stuff, practice digging those plugs, you guys. Dig clean plugs, leave it better than way you found it, because otherwise people start getting kicked out of parks and schools and private properties, all kinds of stuff. And next thing you know, the word spreads, and we all know that bad news spreads a lot faster than good news. And so it's just best to practice, good practice out there, and keep everybody happy. Because if we got people blowing down our necks because we're in a place digging where we're not supposed to be, or we're digging bad plugs, we're not being ethical about things, pretty soon it's going to turn into where laws are created to where we can't do this. So everybody needs to take responsibility for themselves and represent this hobby in a good way. And I just ask that people would not only represent the hobby, but you're representing yourself as well. So if you see somebody doing something like that, perhaps they don't know, they may be new to the hobby, help them out, instruct them. But I think most of us know right from wrong, and how to conduct ourselves out there to where, just kind of treat it as if, it's your own property or something, and if you don't respect your own property, at least respect somebody else's. So I just wanted to put that out there, because I just clicked something I wasn't supposed to. Okay, there we are. I've just been seeing some things out there, and literally we can run this hobby into the hole if we're not careful. So keep an eye out there if you would, and just help people out if they don't understand how to do things, and teach them how to do things the proper way. So I was taking a look at the coils on the 700 and the 900, and it looks to me they have modified those coils. The new coils coming out with these new machines have a longer tab. The ears, the tabs that come out on top of the coil where the bolt goes through, the bolt or the nut. Well, with the Equinox, I'm not going to pull it down. I got the Equinox hanging on the wall here, but it's got the bolt and the nut to where you have to turn them both. On the new coils, the nut is actually built into one side, and all you have to do is turn the bolt in. The tabs are thicker now, so they have updated, modified the new coils for these new machines. The old coils that you already have for the Equinox right now will work with the Equinox 700 and 900. But you'll notice the coil that comes, the two coils, I think, comes with the 700, right, Dan?
I'm sorry. I was reading up to answer a question for someone here.
Okay.
What was the question?
I think the 700 comes with two coils. Is that correct?
No, the 900 comes with two coils. 700 comes with just the one.
Okay, so you'll notice those two coils with, I don't know about the 6-inch coil. I don't know about that, but they have modified the 11-inch coil for sure. And so it'll look a little bit different than the coils we have for the 6 and 800. So that's good news.
Someone asked about the Discovery 3000. I had to look that up. That's a bounty hunter machine. In that same price range, you could get like a MINELAB Vanquish 340, and that's going to be a multi-frequency machine versus a single frequency. A lot more modern technology, better frame, better overall design. I think you'd be a lot happier with it. Bounty hunters, I don't carry. They're under a company called First Texas Products. Bounty Hunter, Fisher, and Technetics. They're all owned by the same company. A lot of them are basically the same machine with different labels and branding and such on them. But Fisher is kind of their more high-end. Technetics kind of falls between the two, and the Bounty Hunter is kind of their most budget-friendly machines. You look at the frames on a Bounty Hunter, just the thickness of the tubing, you can tell is not as sturdy. I've never done measurements on them, but the frames aren't as sturdy. Control boxes are kind of flimsy. A lot of times they run on 9-volt batteries, sometimes even 2 9-volt batteries. They're just much older technology that some of them, they still have a price point that you can get a whole lot better machine for your money, in my opinion. And I don't like to bash any brand or anything, but they are more of a budget machine. I think you'd be a lot happier with a MINELAB Vanquish 340 or even a Garrett, or if you want to spend a little more, maybe a Simplex, something like that.
Teresa said there was a question about coil sizes here. I'm looking for it. I'm not seeing the question.
I saw it a while ago. Something opinions on difference between the 6-inch and the 11-inch. I was
yeah. Your 11-inch is a pretty good all-around coil, but your 6-inch coil, you'll get some better separation if you're in some iron-infested ground. You're able to get that coil into areas where you can't get the 11-inch coil if you're hunting in between rocks or stuff like that. And if you're out there hunting for gold nuggets, that 6-inch coil is a good coil for that. So it's surprising the depth you get with that little 6-inch coil too. It's really a pretty impressive coil. I've detected areas where with my 11-inch coil and hit it hard and thinking, well, I can't find any more good targets with it, and then throw on that 6-inch coil and all of a sudden popping out more good signals for some reason. It just, where you couldn't hear with the 11, the 6 pulled out.
And for those that don't know, so you have the 6-inch coil, which is made by MINELAB. Then you also have a 5x10 elliptical shaped coil by Coil Tech. They kind of serve the same purpose in a lot of ways, where you've got the smaller size for separation and getting in between, crowded areas like trees. I mentioned out in the woods between trees and rocks and so on. But the separation even in like a local city park or something will really make a difference, because your 11-inch coil, you can get over 2, even 3 or 4 targets at once. And it's hard sometimes when those targets are only a few inches apart. Sometimes it's impossible to get over one target and not be over the other target. Mm-hmm. With that smaller coil, of course, it's a lot easier to single out one target. And the 6-inch coil is really nice. To me, I feel like I really have to slow down even more so I don't make the mistake of not overlapping my swings. With that elliptical coil, it's 10 inches long, so it's easier to overlap your swings, but then it's only 5 inches wide, so you've got you still got that same advantage for your separation. Of course, you've got the 10-inch length, you might get over a second target, so it's kind of a hybrid of the two. But for me, I really like that 5x10 coil, and some people may not know this, but Coil Tech is fully authorized by MINELAB. They have their approval or blessing or whatever you want to call it. They even supply them some of their parts for their connectors and things, so it's fully functional with MINELAB and fully approved. So it's not one of those things where you put a different brand coil on, MINELAB is going to say your warranty is not covered. If you're using a Coil Tech coil and you had a warranty issue, it's not going to be a problem.
You're talking about getting over 2 targets at once there, that's one thing that I think is going to be really awesome with the Manticore and that 2D screen, because the 2D screen is going to allow you to see a ferrous target and a non-ferrous target if they're in the same hole. So you could be reading a coin along with a nail in the hole, and it's going to show in the 2D screen a ferrous target and a non-ferrous target. It'll show the shape. It's supposed to show the shape. I think that's going to be, off and on. I think you're still going to end up having to dig targets to find. Obviously, not everything is written in stone with these machines. You're going to have to dig targets to find out ultimately what it is. But this is just another tool to help you. I was watching somebody hunting with the Manticore that was actually calling out these targets, saying, yeah, we've got a ferrous target and a non-ferrous target. He would dig the hole, and sure enough, there was a coin and a nail or whatever the items may have been. But that is a great tool, and that's going to be the difference. I saw somebody asking about the difference between the 900 and the Manticore. That 2D screen is one of the major differences there. And Jason here is asking, do you guys think that MINELAB is really working on the next chapter of the CTX 3030? I don't know. I've heard talk about that, but to be honest with you, I think that the Manticore kind of steps into place of the CTX 3030 personally, because it's got the 2D screen. It's just got what everybody really wanted, just like the 3030, only it's a lighter machine. It's got the 2D screen, so you've got that visual ID. So I don't know if they're going to be actually adding another, working on something to replace the 3030. I don't know. I kind of have my doubts about it, and I've never been wrong, you guys. So I don't know.
Yeah, Woody was asking about the difference in the 900 and the Manticore, about efficiency compared to the price. I think it's going to be a lot more efficient because you actually get that graphic, that little picture of what you're seeing in the ground. And I was lucky enough to have my hands on one when my MINELAB rep was in town, and we laid like an old rusty nail, a few inches from a nice round token, and you could see both objects on the screen. The nail, you could tell it was a long, object, and then you could tell the coin was round. Or I'm sorry, the token. We did it with coins as well. But then you could lay them on top of each other, and you could see one target right above the other, because it put one was a ferrous target, one was a non-ferrous, and you could see them separated on the screen, but you could see the shape of both objects. And just having that visual is really going to help a lot. I wish it would show a visual for pull tabs, and actually show you the, hey, this is a pull tab, like a big warning sign. But I'll be anxious to test that out. I didn't get a lot of time with the Manticore when it was there, but I think it's really going to make a big difference. So I think it's going to be the go-to machine for most people. Now, the 3030 is still a beast. It still has a lot of things. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but it still has capabilities, that no other machine has. But it is getting dated. It is heavy. I don't think the Manticore will be its replacement, but I think a lot of people that would have considered a 3030 will go for the Manticore, because I think it's at least enough, if not more, than what most people are going to need. And I think it's going to be a great machine.
Dan, I want you to read the comments that I put up here. I'm just going to soak this in right now. Right Patch Ron says, I think that too, Larry. So you are right. See, I'm right. He said, I'm not going to let you.
I thought I was wrong one time years ago, but it turned out I was right. So even when I'm wrong,
Teresa says, I've never been wrong. So you guys are awesome.
Gary says he heard smaller coils were for more definition. Not really. More separation, maybe.
Separation would be, yeah.
Is it? I'm not sure what he mean by definition. It might give you a little more accurate VDI number. The numbers on your screen might be a little more accurate, because when your coil's over two different targets, the machine's seeing one, the other, one, the other, one, the other. And so it's trying to show you the VDI number of each individual target. And if they're, way off scale from each other, it's going to bounce around a lot. So a smaller coil being over one target, you'll get a more accurate reading. I'm wondering if that's what he's meaning by definition.
I'm not sure. So I've had okay, let's see here. Northwest says, I've had ferrous and non-ferrous cancel each other out on the Manticore on the 2D screen and only show one target on the screen. What were the items, if you don't mind me asking, and were you able to tell how they were positioned?
Oh, okay, I see now.
I think that you're going to find with the, I think you're going to have to deal with the sensitivity as far as your sensitivity goes. I think a lot of people are going to try to run the sensitivity up as high as they can go with it. But I think you're going to have to play with that to figure out where the sweet spot is, wherever you're hunting. And then also to work on your iron bias. Now that the Manticore is going to have the FE, it's not going to have the F2. It's all combined into FE. So I think with this machine, I was talking with Iffy Signals here about it, and he was saying that you can run the FE now, your iron bias, between 3 and 4, and that seems to be at least where he's hunting, seems to be pretty good for him. And it's going to identify larger iron for you as well. So, like I say, this is just hearsay right now, because I'm just hearing the information from people that are running these machines. I'm going to have to, mess with it whenever I can get a hold of one and find out for myself as well. Let's see here. Okay, we got Ryan here. It says, just want to say thank you to Dan for the 800. First year using it, and I love it.
Thanks for that, Ryan. I'm glad you like it. And if you ever got questions or anything on it, give me a shout, and I'll see what I can do to get you through any problems. Well, there's a lot of comments. I'm having a hard time keeping up.
There's a bunch. Yeah.
If I miss anybody, sorry.
Yeah, we're trying trying to keep up here, but if Dan would quit talking so much, I can't read and hear him, just chatting all the time.
I know. Well, I got a sweet voice. Yours is like fingers on the chalkboard. So.
Yeah, I've heard your singing voice before. Wee, wee. Oh man.
So Right Patch Ron mentioned target blending is going to happen with all machines. That's true. There is no perfect machine made. If you think of the way the technology works, and every return signal to the machine is different, the machine has to read that signal and then use the secret sauce in their software to decipher that target and then give you an audio and a visual indication of what that target is or might be. There's always going to be a situation. There's just so many variables. You got your ground conditions, what type of soil, your mineralization, moisture, everything, all that comes into play. And there's just so many millions of possibilities, that, unfortunately there's no perfect machine. It'd be nice if you could just press a button and say, "Hey Siri, take me to the treasure," but I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah. I find Siri don't mind her business very well, though. So. All right. Good job, Brian. You're going to get a new coil for your birthday. Good job.
Nice.
Go gold hunting in the Black Hills. That 6-inch coil should work out really good for you.
By the way, since the 800 was just mentioned, still a heck of a machine. I actually have a pretty good amount of inventory on those right now. And for those that aren't aware, MINELAB, the promotion through the end of the holidays, actually through the end of the year. Number one, they're doing a price break on the Equinox 600 and the 800. And then on the 800, they're also including that 6-inch coil that we've been talking about that comes free with any Equinox 800 purchase before the end of the year. Now, that being said, it is a limited promotion. So as long as dealers have them on hand, they're available. I have some in stock, and I also have a couple of machines as well that I had in inventory before that promotion. So if somebody's looking for a really good deal on those, give me a call. I've got a good deal going on the 600s as well. Not everybody wants to spend, $1,100 or, something like that on the Equinox 900 or even more for the Manticore, and those 600s and 800s are still really good machines. So if anybody's looking for a good deal, give me a call and I'll see what I can do for you.
Do you have any inventory on the 340, Dan?
I do. I've got 3 or 4 of them on the shelf.
Okay. So Gary Garvine was asking about that. Yes, it is. The 800, I've found a lot of great stuff with that 800 machine. I've been impressed with it all along. So.
Yeah, Ron mentioned not a bad idea to buy a 800 with the extra coil, and then if you get a 900 or 700 later, you've already got coils that you can use with that 800. That's one thing I really like about the Equinox 700 and the 900. They didn't change the electronics so much where you can't use the coils that a lot of users are already going to have for their Equinox 600 and 800. So you're not, you don't get hit with that. Well, now I got to buy a new machine and I got to buy the new coils and so on. So it's, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's a benefit for sure. I'm glad they did that.
And since we're talking coils, just so everyone knows, still no information on the Manticore extra coils. There's some people on the wait list that are, they want that smaller coil, right away if it's available. And even some of them want the bigger coil as well. Now they're doing something a little different on the small coil. Instead of that 6-inch, like on the Equinox, it's a 5x8, real similar shape and everything to the some of the coils they have for the Vanquish. And so it's got that kind of elliptical shape. It's a little different looking than the Coil Tech and a little different size, but a 8x5, I think that's a real good, hybrid coil between the 6 and the 11, and I think that's really going to be a popular coil. I'm going to check my list real quick, Larry, and see if we at least have a part number or any pricing information on that.
What do you think, you're Santa Claus or something? Check that list twice.
Well, I already know you're getting a lump of coal, so I don't have to check the list twice on you. Oh, good news. I just got my invoice for what's coming possibly tomorrow, but most likely Monday. So this will tell me 100% what I'm getting. Huh. Okay.
You're wasting your money by having them shipped to you. They need to just ship them to me.
I've got Equinox 900s on the way.
Is that the extent of it?
That's it. No Manticore yet. So let me get off screen so I can cry here a little bit. No, just Equinox 900s at the moment. I was hoping for a Manticore.
Well, if you guys are looking to get either 700, 900, or the Manticore, it is advisable to get on the list, because I think if you're not on the list, you're going to be waiting a long time. You could be waiting a while anyway, just depending on how these trickle in. But you're more likely to get it earlier if you're on that list. Let's see here. Mike Walker says, I just got an Equinox 2 days ago for Christmas from my wife. Found your channel, and then I started watching YouTube for info on the Nox. Thanks for all the great info. Hitting the beaches tomorrow. Awesome. Mike, if you haven't done it yet, I'm also on Sodbuster's Metal Detecting Facebook group, and feel free to holler out with any questions you want to. Go join the group there, and you'll be able to get a hold of me pretty easy right there.
Larry, sounds like we need to hop on a plane and go detect in Florida. It's too cold here.
I hear you. I can't get a shovel in the ground right now. I'm going to have Casey start working on a heated shovel so it'll melt the frost as you dig.
Just hook up your laser cutter to it and cut the ground open with your laser.
But yeah. All right. What else we got here?
Teresa's asking if we've handled the 900 yet. Unfortunately, no. But if they show up tomorrow, I'm going to be putting my paws on one. Hopefully have some more information next week. Which reminds me, are you going to do a live stream next week, or do you have a big wild Christmas party to go to or anything?
I wanted to talk to everybody here because I know that next Friday is going to be 2 days before Christmas. I'm not sure that that's a good time to go live. I think everybody's probably going to be busy and possibly traveling, going to see family and stuff. I don't know if people want to have a live stream next Friday. I'm willing to do that, but I just don't know how many people would be wanting to do that.
What would you think about doing it earlier in the week? I could have an Equinox 900 set up and maybe answer any questions, show some close-ups, whatever anyone wants to see. Oh, that's right, Gary. I need to look at that price of that coil. Sorry, I got distracted.
Also, Dan, Woody Boggs says to put him on the list. He's going to call you.
Okay, Woody, you can call me or send me an email. And is that the list for the Manticore or the Equinox?
Thank you, Brian. As soon as I get my hands on machines and stuff, I'll be putting out more instructional videos and stuff to help out with those as well. Want to see people be able to use these machines to their full extent. So
still no price information on the extra coils for the Manticore. I just checked my my list that was updated and sent out today.
Woody says the Manticore.
Okay. Yep. Just let me know, Woody, and I'll get you on there.
Let me see if I've got Dan. Do you have what email? If you go to banners, Dan, create a banner for your email, and we'll put that up there for them.
Okay. Mike was asking about good pinpointer. There's a few good ones. MINELAB Profine 35 is pretty good. Probably the majority favorite out there is the Garrett AT pointer. It's referred to as the Garrett Carrot because it's orange. It's a good choice, easy to use. And one that's often overlooked is the XP, the MI4 and MI6. They've got all the features that the Garrett AT has. It's a little bit better on price. It's rechargeable, so you don't have to buy 9-volt batteries, which, you know, these days seem to require a second mortgage to afford batteries on that. They come with a nice little rotating holster. They even include a lanyard. Great warranty, great part support. I'm using one myself, and I really like it. The only two complaints I've heard on the MI4 is the battery cap can get really tight if you crank it down just a little bit. It's that waterproof O-ring really sucks down and can make it kind of tight. And then the other would be if you've used another pinpointer a lot and you got a nice big fat button on it, the button, the on-off button on the MI4 and the MI6 is smaller. And somebody said they didn't like it. You know, I want that big button. You know, but they were so used to that. That Garrett Carrot, you know, that's, you know, you get used to something and you've been using it so long, you kind of get partial to it. So I think that was the issue. But I like it, the MI4 or the MI6. The only advantage of the MI6 over the MI4 is if you have an XP detector, either the ORX or the Deus 2 or the Deus, because it will talk wirelessly to it. If you have a MINELAB or Garrett or any other machine, just the standard MI4 would be good, and it's like I said, at a better price point.
Iffy Signals is on here. How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, Iffy?
Iffy Signals. He's been testing out the Manticore. He's one of the testers out there, so he's been able to get a good feel for that and find out what that machine's all about. That's pretty awesome. So, of course, I'm sure he's busy. He produces these videos, and of course, everybody in the world wants to know, you know, including myself. Hey, Iffy, what about this? What about that? So I'm sure he's going nuts in his email and everything else. But no problem. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. Yeah, but well, I had something I was going to discuss there, and I can't remember exactly what it was now. I got to reading something else and lost track. That's not hard for me. Oh, I know what it was. You were talking about the pinpointer, the cap on that XP. If you take that O-ring and just put a little bit of Vaseline on it every so often, that might help with that. I'm getting it stuck or what?
Actually, you don't want to use Vaseline.
What do you recommend?
Vaseline is petroleum based. You know, it's called petroleum jelly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know specifically that Vaseline has done or will do this, but a lot of petroleum products are detrimental to plastics and rubber. So you got a rubber O-ring and then you got a plastic housing. over time, it could, break that down, cause an issue, especially on the rubber O-ring. Anytime you're going to lube anything plastic or rubber, use a silicone-based oil or a silicone-based grease.
What would you recommend?
Just there's all kinds of silicone-based oils and greases out there. There's a silicone spray that you can get that's lightweight and works well. I kind of like the silicone grease. They got them in all kinds of little containers, like little lip balm container type, or I've seen them in the little squeeze tubes, and it's not hard, somewhere on the package it'll say silicone-based lubricant, or even sometimes most vacuum greases will have a silicone base. It's usually not hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Woody says graphite. No, definitely not graphite. Let me see. Man, there's a lot of comments I'm trying to keep.
There is. I'm having a hard time I can't read, you guys. You need to type slower because I don't read that fast.
Do pinpointers go through batteries every 4 times out? Well, it's hard to say, because 4 times out for one guy might be an hour at a time, and another guy might be 12 hours. So, Rypatch Ron says it can swell the O-ring. I guess he's talking about petroleum.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oops. Clicked the wrong one. Lance says that he uses chapstick on his. Dan uses lipstick on his. And
yeah. Brian mentioned pool stores carry those lubricants. Yes. Also, scuba diving places. They use the silicone on the O-rings for scuba tanks and a lot of other things there, and it's always really good quality stuff, and it's in a tiny little container. I've got a little jar of that I keep with my diving gear, and sometimes I take that with my metal detecting stuff, just so I see it and remember to put a little on those O-rings. Same thing on the O-rings, since we're talking about this, on your Equinox or just about any metal detector that's waterproof. Do your maintenance and look at your connectors. A lot of those connectors, even the connectors to the waterproof headphones, will have an O-ring there. A lot of your coil connectors will have an O-ring there. Make sure you take care of that O-ring. If it gets damaged or breaks off, or you just, it disappears and you don't ever notice it, and then you go in the water, you may have a problem.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know, because I don't use that pinpointer, but I would have probably tried to put Vaseline on it or something.
But you weren't wrong, Larry. I mean, we all know you're never wrong. You're always right. So
I know, but it just,
because it would work. It might cause you problems later, but it would work.
Thanks, Ron. I appreciate that. You can type, but just type slower, because I don't read very fast.
If he mentioned 3M silicone, yeah, 3M's a good brand. Can't go wrong there. No, don't get that confused with silicone caulk or window and door sealant, anything like that. That's it's gonna be a little stickier than you want.
So anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to what we can't get a hold of right now. You always want what you can't have, right? So
exactly.
We're chomping at the bit. So
hopefully we didn't miss any comments yet.
My Knox 800 came with 2 coils, an 11-inch and a 6-inch.
Yep.
When would you use each? What one will do that? The other doesn't. So, Mike, the 11-inch coil is going to be a good all-around coil for the most part. I'm not sure what type of hunting, where you're hunting, or if you're hunting homesteads or parks or what, but if you get into areas where you have high trash, high iron content in the ground, stuff like that, your 6-inch coil is going to be better for separation in areas like that. Your 6-inch coil would be better if you're hunting in brush, that you need, just kind of easier to get around in between rocks and brush and stuff like that. It just depends on your situation. I would say use your 6-inch coil for trashier ground, and tight areas. And the 11-inch coil, if it gets too noisy out there for you, you might switch out to the 6-inch coil, if you're hearing that there's a lot of iron in the ground or something. But for the most part, that 11-inch coil should do you pretty good. You'll learn as time goes on. Once you get used to it, I'd probably learn the machine with the 11-inch coil first, and probably head to a park and just kind of get used to what your signals sound like and everything. And then after you get a good feel for it, and start playing with that 6-inch coil. But a lot of people, like Dan says, he's got customers that put on that 6-inch coil and they never take it off. I personally don't do that because where I hunt, I like to hunt ghost towns and old homesteads and stuff, and I'm looking for more depth. The 6-inch coil will give you some decent depth, but I'm looking for that old stuff that may possibly, I found old coins that were right near the surface, but generally speaking, we're looking for that older, deeper stuff. So, but yeah, just for higher trash areas, I'd use that 6-inch coil.
The real solution to this is have 2 detectors, one with a 6-inch coil on it, one with 11-inch, or 3 detectors, one with each of the 3 coils on it. Or you could go even with more detectors and have one with each of the coil tech.
Well, I'm going to do a video pretty soon, and it's going to teach people how to swing the 700, the 900, and the Manticore all at the same time and be effective at it.
If he says it'd be nice if they made a 9-inch coil. 6 inches is too small for him. So I'm assuming he's talking about the Equinox still. That's why I like that coil tech. That 6-inch, it's just so small. It feels a lot different to me, and I'm bad about not overlapping well with that small, that small length. So that 5x10, you still get good coverage and in the direction you're walking, but you still got good separation in your the direction you're swinging.
The one thing that you find with the 6-inch coil, though, it feels like you're not getting anywhere because it's so small. It's just a little puck, so you just don't feel like you're getting anywhere with it. But really, detecting is not a game of speed anyway. You need to slow down and be thorough. If you're hunting a park or something, I guess that's one thing. I do see people hunting like they're at a seated hunt out there sometimes, and that's not very effective. But timing, your swing speed and everything else really makes a difference out there, believe it or not. And that's something you're going to have to test to see what works best for you. But you'll find that if you're hunting, a lot of people are just going out there and they're swinging like this, and that's really too fast if you're looking to be effective. Get out there and slow down a little bit, and you're going to find more stuff.
Gary was asking how much is the coil tech?
Yeah.
I have to double check. I think I remember off the top of my head, but I don't like to misquote. So let me double check. I'll get right back on that here in a second.
Yes, it is. That's pretty much what it is too. You're going to be, when you think about it though, if you're hunting a 10-acre piece of property and you're trying to find a coin that's not even an inch, a square inch in the ground, you're going to have to, it takes forever, and you probably never would unless you grit it, and you probably still wouldn't do it either way. Cover every single inch of that ground. I mean, you can go to a property time and time again for years and never get it all. Sometimes you just hit a target at the right angle, and you know that you've been over that same area 50 times, but all of a sudden a target rings out there, and it could be just the angle on the dangle, you're just hitting it from a different angle or whatever the case may be.
Gary was asking how much the Coil Tech is. I guess he's probably asking about the 5x10. They do also make 2 larger coils. The 5x10 is a lot of places have it for around $239. I've got on the website for $219. I do have them in stock. Get in touch with me or give me a call and I'll see what I can do to fix you up. And then Jason mentioned, I think it was Jason. Yeah. Says he switched his Equinox frame for the Steve's detector rods with the counterweight attachment. And his comment says, man, you can't beat it when you're swinging all 4 of the coils using the Equinox. What that is that's a carbon fiber shaft. He's got a couple different versions of that available. You can get it with a counterweight adapter on the back where you screw in a counterweight. Well, adding weight sounds like the opposite of what you want to do. But with that counterweight, it sticks back behind you past your elbow, and it helps balance the detector kind of neutrally. So, imagine the coil way out on the end of it, and then a counterweight on the opposite end. It kind of gives you that pendulum effect, and it'll make your standard 11-inch coil. You can make it feel almost like it's just floating off the ground, and you can adjust the amount of weight in that counterweight. He has 2 versions of it: 5-inch counterweight or 7-inch counterweight. And you just screw that into the back of it with your preferred amount of weight, and it makes a big difference on how long you can swing that Equinox, through the day. And he even came out with a version. He's got a couple local guys here in Oklahoma, which Steve from Steve's Detector Rods, he's in Oklahoma as well. They requested an S-bend frame for their Equinox. They were just set on, they love that S-bend. And, of course, Equinox has a straight frame. So he came up with an S-bend version. One thing it does do, it gets your coil a little further out in front of you. For those that swing their coil a little close to your feet, it prevents you from kicking your feet, changes the balance of the machine a little bit. And it's an interesting shaft. I have one of those in stock. And then I've got some of the straight Steve detector rods with the counterweight. I've even got one going out to Alan Cosgrove here later when I get back to him this evening on his order. And you put one of those on, you feel the difference. He was at a couple of events I was at, and people were like, well, I don't want to add weight. And he would hand them the Equinox with that on there and have them swing it. And it was just like, wow, they just couldn't believe the difference.
Yeah, it takes the work out of it for sure. I think that's a nice thing about the new machines coming out, though. They've modified the angles and everything with that arm cuff. So, and plus they changed the angle on the grip. So, everybody's saying that's handled these machines, they're saying that made a huge difference. Well, you got to handle it, Dan.
Yep.
And the grip is actually girthier now. It's a bigger grip.
Well, the main difference is a slight change in the angle, and then instead of being parallel on the front and the back, it's got a kick out, if you want to call it that, or a little curve at the top. Kind of reminds me of a pistol grip. As it comes up near your index finger, it curves outwards, and that prevents your hand from sliding straight up into the bottom of the control panel. The other thing they did on their arm cuff is they raised it above the back of the frame, so it's not resting right on it. Raise it about, I would say, about 3/4 of an inch, maybe a little more, and that makes your arm more parallel to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
And just those little changes in the ergonomics, the 700, the 900, and the Manticore, they all feel lighter. They are a touch lighter, and they, that's one of their marketing things. It says lighter than the Equinox or lighter than Equinox 800, and that's true. But if you look at the specs, it's not 6 ounces lighter. It's like a fraction of an ounce lighter. So technically it's lighter, yes, but it's going to feel lighter because of the change in the ergonomics. I'm going to try to catch up on these comments here.
I just saw one here. Okay. Mike, any suggestions on what to use to test jewelry to see if it's real gold? Amazon, you can go on there. They have test kits for silver and gold and stuff like that. Personally, I've never used one. I've been wanting to order a test kit, but I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how they work. I don't know. Have you ever used one of those, Dan?
Sorry, I was reading something else. Used what?
Those test kits for gold and silver?
I haven't.
I seen a test kit one time that somebody had to scrape a little bit of shavings off of the item. I wouldn't want to do that if it's jewelry or something, but either that or you can go to a local jeweler and ask them. But if it's jewelry, a lot of times if it's gold, I don't know how far back they did this. They put the hallmarks in there on the inside of a ring. Like on the inside in here, if you look in there really carefully, sometimes there'll be a hallmark that'll say 14K or whatever it may be. And silver will be 925. It just depends. Usually if it's a precious metal, it'll have a hallmark in there. Let's see here. It's a scratch test. Yeah. And I'd hate to be scratching on something that may be a valuable item. So have you used those, Teresa? Let's see. But anyway, so Ryan, colorblind, tone deaf, getting old sucks. I can relate to that. So, okay, yeah, you just scratch a little patch onto a piece. Let's see, onto a piece of glass and put a drop of acid on it, and strength of the acid will tell you what karat gold it is.
Yeah, Gary said he thinks a jeweler would be the best option. Make sure it's an honest jeweler.
Yeah. Or they may want to buy $1,000 item from you for $10.
Yeah, this is just costume jewelry. I'll give you $20 for it.
Yeah.
Turns out it's much more than that.
I don't think if a jeweler is offering to buy what he says is costume jewelry, it's probably not costume jewelry.
I'll share a quick story. I was in Chicago for a few weeks years ago, and I was visiting a local dealer there, and he had a recent customer that bought a machine and went detecting there along the beach on the Lake Michigan there by Chicago. And the guy got this big, massive ring, and he's like, man, this thing's so big, it's got to be fake. But he took it to him anyway. And they checked into it, looked it up, and he's like, oh, wow. And he did some tests on it. He said, yeah, this is real. And so they went and had it appraised at a jeweler. And whoever owned this ring must have been a big dude, maybe an NFL player or something. It was a big men's ring, just massive in size. And I wish I could remember the number of diamonds in it, but the jeweler valued it over $100,000. And sure would be nice if I could find those every day.
Yeah. Hey, is there an update on the guy that lost his what was it, his ring down a gopher hole?
Oh, man. All right, so I'll have to tell the story since you brought that up. So one of my local guys here, great guy, I got a call from a customer that lost a wedding ring out in a field. They're out there playing. They knew about where I was at and all, and they were probably an hour, maybe a little more than that, for me to get down there. And so anyway, this guy, I know he lives a lot closer, and he's retired, so he's got a lot of extra time. And so I recommended him, and he said, "Yeah, I'll go see if I can find it." And he went. He was hunting for it, wasn't finding it. So he had a ring on his finger that was about the same size that they said the ring was, and same kind of gold and all. So he goes to toss this ring on the ground to make sure his detector's reading it right, and lock in a VDI range. And then he picked it up there for a second or two, and then he couldn't even detect his own ring. He's like, "What the heck is going on here?" Checking his coil connection on his detector and his settings, and it just wasn't there. So he he got down on the ground and looked, and when he dropped that ring on the ground, he dropped it straight in to a hole. I don't know if it was a gopher hole, snake hole, or what. Alan just mentioned he was there with him.
Oh, I see that.
And they dug. He told me the story of it. They dug and dug and dug. They ended up digging like 3 feet deep, and they never found it. So I felt terrible because I recommended him, to them, and he was willing to go, and he was trying to do the right thing and help him find it. And then he drops his ring and it goes right in a hole. It's still there somewhere, but who knows how far it went? And did a critter, is there some little groundhog or something, running around with that ring on its finger now, or what? Who knows where that thing ended up?
That's crazy. Ron says, "Sell them a 7,000 and go get it."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that'll do it. You can reach down there and touch somebody with one of them 7,000s.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Get one of those deep search machines and go after it. That might be a good idea.
The only problem I could see with that is there's no well, I don't know. It's no, I don't think there is on the 7,000. But if you've got targets, shaved metal or anything like that, it'd probably drive you nuts out there.
Yeah, he knows right where it's at. I mean, right, he'd probably get us within a couple of feet of it to start, and maybe one of those deep imaging machines be the thing to take there.
Ron says he'll drive up there and go find it for him, right, Ron? I don't think Ron, you don't have a 7,000, do you? You have any gold machines right now? So Ron used to hit the gold pretty heavy. So yeah, but anyway, guys, yeah. If you're not on the list for the Manticore and you want to be on the list, now's the time to do it, because if you wait, it's probably just going to drag on the time that you can get one. We don't know the time frame yet of when we're going to have those in stock, but
and I should mention, Gary, anyone that's wants to be on the list, I don't require a deposit. I don't require payment in full, which a lot of places are doing that. And from what I've heard is you pay for it in full, and sometimes you don't even know where you're at on the list. When I know the machines are coming, then I will probably request a deposit at that time. That way, if somebody found one somewhere else, or their wants or needs or situation changed, then I don't have the list, anything getting in the way, and I can, keep it up to date. And, so anyhow, if you want on the list, there's no charge or nothing like that. I'm not going to ask for your money, or not going to ask for a credit card number and then charge you when it shows up. When I get close to your number on the list, I'll contact you and we'll make the arrangements then. Alan, as soon as I get a Manticore, the second one in's got your name on it, and I know he's chomping at the bit. Alan's one of my local guys. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I don't blame you one bit. I'm chomping at the bit too. My teeth are getting sore. So, but yeah, I don't know, that I really don't like that. Whoever threw a Manticore on eBay. I mean, I know everybody wants to make money, but I don't know. For some reason that just don't set with me right.
No, it's taking advantage of of stuff, and you could try to justify saying it. Well, they don't have to buy it, they don't have to bid on it, they don't have to. Well, true, but it just doesn't seem like the right way to do business or to treat people. Basically, is what it boils down to.
PA Relic Hunter, how you doing? Good to see you. So, yeah.
David likes this. He's on the.
You got to be
careful. List. He's got one. Should be here soon.
What's that?
I said David says I happen to like the list because he was the first one on my list for one of the Equinoxes.
Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know why. You may have to wait. Somebody's just really impatient if they're willing to spend that kind of money, for a machine that's, almost double the value of that machine,
Yeah.
Well, that's what it's at now. So obviously it's not. Is it an auction or is it buy now type of a deal, or what is it?
Well, wait. If he's saying it said it was being sold by Outlaw Metal Detecting. Well, I hope not, but I don't know that there is an Outlaw Metal Detecting. I'm Outlaw Metal Detectors. I hope he's joking.
Yeah, he's got a little emoji there.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's messing with you.
I need to get the zoom on my glasses. I didn't notice the emoji.
Oh, man.
Alan mentioned
an auction.
Mentioned the veterans discount. And I'm not going to mention who it was, but I know there was at least one dealer, if not more, that are not doing any discounts, not even the veteran discount on the Manticore.
That's wrong.
Until it's been out for some time and they can get them on a regular basis. Alan is number 2 on my list. He's a veteran. He qualifies for the veteran discount. And for those that don't know, it's a shared discount between MINELAB and the dealer. But there's no way I would not do a veteran discount. And also, just so everyone knows, I have a veteran discount on almost every item I sell, regardless of whether it is co-sponsored by one of the manufacturers or not. So there's very few exceptions there. And usually those exceptions are because there's very little, if anything, any meat on the bone, so to speak, with those items, especially after shipping. Some of the larger, longer items like beach scoops and shovels, those can get really pricey on shipping. And then not only shipping, but just to have the boxes big enough and long enough to ship a beach scoop. The price of cardboard these days for boxes is kind of out of control. But on pretty much everything else, I have a veteran's discount. I can't advertise on those individual items that way because it's not co-sponsored by manufacturers. But if you're a veteran, just contact me and we can set up your order and get that to you with the veteran's discount.
Fred, I wouldn't get rid of your 800.
Wait,
I don't know. It's going to be personal preference. It's still a good machine.
I'll get rid of it. Send it to me. I'll take it.
But you know, I'm going to hang on to my 800. You know, if nothing else, I mean, it just depends on your situation, I guess. But if you're out looking for permission or something like that, and somebody's interested in the hobby, you know, I don't know, if you continue to use your 800, you're still going to find good treasure with it. It didn't turn into a bad machine because we came out with new machines, but it could be a backup machine for somebody that wants to hunt with you. If you're trying to get a permission and the landowner says, man, I'd love to do that. Hey, I got an extra detector. You know, give me permission on your ground, and we'll see if what we can find on your land here. You know, so sometimes that can be the winning ticket on getting a permission if you invite the landowner to join you detecting. So maybe teach them how to detect a little bit. But no, the 800 is still a great machine. Later on, if you want to upgrade. But I don't know. I'm going to hang on to my 800. It served me really well.
PA Relic Hunters, is MINELAB making a CTX replacement 2023? I wish they would tell us. You know, I've been right there with my MINELAB rep, and you know, try to butter her up, you know, and tell her how good she looks at today. You know, can I get you a drink or anything else? And she still won't tell me. You know, she's pretty tight-lipped on that stuff. So
I really don't. I don't know. I can't imagine that really. The Manticore is really marrying the CTX 3030 and the Equinox together. So I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna. If they do, I think it's going to be a fairly costly machine. You know, probably looking in that $3,000 range or something. I would guess, because I don't know. I don't know what they would do. They already took the 2D screen and put it in with the Manticore. It doesn't have the GPS stuff in there, you know. I don't know. I don't know that. We'll have to wait and find out. I don't know if Iffy's heard anything about that. What do you say, Iffy? You think they're going to come out with a replacement for the 3030?
if he knows, he probably had to sign a I won't tell anybody agreement.
Yeah. That's the truth. Anyway, you guys, I appreciate you here. We got 35 in the chat right now, 35 on the stream. I appreciate you joining us here tonight. We were just going to kind of hang out tonight. Didn't really have a theme to go with, I guess you might say. But what are your thoughts here? Christmas is coming up. You know what? Speaking of that, this kind of got me off track. I appreciate you guys. I think that we ought to do a giveaway here. So, yeah, I'm going to give Dan.
You're going to give me what?
I'm going to give Dan away to somebody here.
Oh, no. Come on now.
And he's kind of a hassle to hang on to. But anyway, how about we give away a hat? Sodbusters metal detecting hat. So yeah, here we got a woohoo. All right, we're going to do a giveaway. I don't do giveaways very often. I know some people do giveaways every time they do a live stream. I'm not sure how they do that. I don't go out there and get sponsors from people and stuff, but I think we'll do a giveaway for a hat. We'll call it the Christmas giveaway. Anyway, it only comes in one style. It's black and yellow, and whoever wins the giveaway will have to send me an email to give me their contact information. Please don't post it in the group here live. We don't want addresses and stuff out there for the taking. But anyway, let me pull up the giveaway tool, see if I can figure this out again. And I'm going to put a word in here. I got to think about what I want to do here.
This is Larry's brain at work. See the smoke coming out of his ears?
Let's see here. It's been a while since I've used this tool, so I'm going to have to share screen. Okay, share screen, Chrome tab.
Is that tool in this live stream window we're using, Larry, or is that a separate tool?
It's a separate tool. You have to go to StreamYard/giveaway or something. You guys can see that, right? Okay, so I want you guys to, I'm going to put it in the comment here, but let's see here. No, I put it in there already. So I need you to type in the chat. The only way you can win is to type in the chat. Beast, B-E-A-S-T. Doesn't have to be caps or anything. So just type in Beast, and then we'll draw the winner here.
Well, Larry, you didn't warn me about this before we did this live stream, so I think I'm going to do a giveaway too.
What are you going to give me?
A hard time as usual. I think we'll do a. I'm going to give it to the winner's choice. They can either get a one of these insulated, tumbler type, a coffee cup, a regular tumbler, like the one you got there.
Yeah. So we're looking at
or a water bottle with a screw-on cap, and it'll have the Sodbusters logo on it, and it'll have my logo as well, just like that. And I even have a couple different colors. Black usually.
And uses a pink one.
I don't have a pink one. I looked. I couldn't find any.
You guys,
I've got
it's a good thing we live states apart, because I'd have to beat Dan up and everything when he gets mad, and he wouldn't like that. We have a hard time getting along together. So everybody type in Beast in the chat. Make sure you get typed in, or otherwise you won't be in the drawing. We're typing in Beast. So all right, everybody got typed in there. Looked like the Beast has stopped being typed in. So I'm going to go over here and do the draw. All right, everybody, I'm going to start collecting comments here. Are you ready? We got 25 entries. You guys all typed in there, Beast?
We got more viewers than we got entries, so somebody's holding back on us.
Yeah, type in Beast, you guys, if you want to be in for the drawing. And I got to say this, this will be for the U.S. only. Sorry about that. I don't know if there's anybody in here overseas or not, but okay, so everybody typed in. I don't see anybody else typing. All right, well, here we go. We're going to draw it. Here we go. Here's the drawing.
Now, this is a real random, right? It's not ran by what's that company? that made the voting machines?
Nope. Gary Burgess. All right. Congratulations, Gary. So I'm going to write this down because if I don't, I'm going to write it slow because I don't read fast. Okay, Gary, I need you to send me an email at Outlaw Metal Detectors. Here, I'll put it up in the. I said Outlaw Metal Detectors. That is not where you need to send it. You need to send to my email, sodbustersmetaldetecting@gmail.com. Send me your name, your address, so I know where to ship it, and I will get this off in the mail. Let's see, tomorrow's Saturday. I may get it out tomorrow. If not, I'll get it out Monday, and you may possibly get it by Christmas. So, all right. Hey, Tree. No, never mind. I got it here. Somebody spamming. Block the user. Yeah, we don't want none of that nasty stuff in there. Sorry about that, you guys. Sometimes we get these scammers that pop in and want to display some garbage. So anyway, Gary Burgess, congratulations. I'll be looking for your email. And I'll get this hat off to you. It'll look just like this. It won't be this one. I have a new one, actually. So, all right. So, Dan, you wanted to do one as well?
Yeah, why not?
Do you want me to run the
yeah, if you would.
Huh?
Yeah, if you would run that that little drawing utility, because
okay,
I don't want to have everybody waiting here while I try to figure it out.
Okay. Let me see. Maybe a while before I can figure it out.
They've suffered enough listening to me and seeing my ugly mug on here.
Let me figure out. I got to get back out of here somehow because
now we're waiting on you to figure it out. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to stop sharing for a minute so I can figure this out. Why did... Okay, I got it back. So, Dan, what would you like them to type in after I get it, once I get it put in here? You want me to just put in Dan's drawing, Dan or something?
I'm not, my ego's not that big. How about they type out Outlaw?
Outlaw. Okay, hang on, guys, because I got to get it in here before you do it. All right, so I'm going to go back here. I got to share screen again.
Did you want to do a live stream early next week, Larry? Sometime.
That's
Tuesday,
what I'm thinking. Is we could do one. What do you thinking? Wednesday or something, or?
Yeah, Tuesday or Wednesday would be best. Monday, I know I'm going to be tied up with orders and everything with that shipment coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So probably Tuesday or Wednesday would be best, and post it out there on your page and everything. So
okay, so you call it. Which one you want, Tuesday or Wednesday?
Let's go with Wednesday.
Okay.
That way, if the first of the week, all the last minute Christmas shoppers are trying to get their orders shipped out, then you guys won't be watching me packing up boxes to ship out.
Right. Okay, you guys, type in Outlaw there. I'm going to do Outlaw.
That's something else I might mention, Larry, is when you order something from me, unless I made a mistake on the website, if it shows I have 3 in inventory, then that should be pretty accurate. Every now and then I make a mistake or miss something. But if I don't have it, I will do my best to get it. I don't think I've ever had to cancel an order yet for not being able to get an item. I'm not going to show that I have, 15 Manticores available unless I actually have 15 Manticores available.
Yeah.
Same on, any detector. So
Right.
there's a lot of stuff going on eBay, and I've even seen it on Amazon where you order something and somebody doesn't even have the item. They drop ship it from a manufacturer, and then you find out the manufacturer doesn't have the item. I do my best to avoid that. I don't like having to deal with back orders. It doesn't keep the customer happy. It takes more time in the long run. I'd rather, if I have it, I try to keep it the status correct, and if I don't have it, I try to keep it correct also. So,
Right.
if there's something you're looking for you don't see on the website, or you have a question about something, hey, I heard about this, saw this, whatever, send me an email or give me a call. You can even send me a text message, and I'll let you know if I have it. And if I don't have it, I'll do my best to get it for you.
Sounds good. Everybody type in Outlaw. Rick, Rick Kiefer, you got a space in there in your Outlaw there. Make sure you spell Outlaw correctly, you guys, because it doesn't have to be capitalized or anything like that, but just make sure that it's typed in correctly. Otherwise, it won't recognize it in the giveaway tool. So, did anybody see Gary Burgess? Does he know that he won the last drawing there?
He just typed Outlaw, so he probably knows.
Okay. In-law.
That sounds like one of my locals here. Every time he calls me up and says, "Hey, Outlaw Metal Detectors, this is In-Law Metal Detectors. How you doing, buddy?"
Oh, hey, Jimmy Malone. How you doing? Yeah, we're doing a drawing, so anybody that's in here, got to type in Outlaw right now because we're going to do a drawing for a tumbler.
If anyone, sorry, Larry.
Go ahead.
If anyone's curious why I would name a business Outlaw, so I'm in Oklahoma, and before Oklahoma was a state, it was known for a few things. One was, Indian territory, and the other was, basically outlaw territory. You got all the old, the famous outlaw stories, that they make movies of and everything. And then you got the not so famous stories, all the bandits and stuff running around. And I read an article a long time ago in one of the old treasure hunting magazines. And I can't remember the author or anything else, but they had a theory that there may be more buried treasure in Oklahoma than all the other states combined because of the amount of outlaw activity here.
Yeah.
Hopefully one of these days I dig up one of them big treasures, but sadly, a lot of those have probably been found and not reported, or some of the stories, were probably made up as well, but sure would be nice to find one.
All right, so Gary knows that he won. All right, good. All right, well, everybody typed in. You ready to go here, Dan?
I'm ready.
Okay, we're gonna collect some comments here. Here we go. Start collecting comments. What's going on here? Oh, wait a minute. I got to choose the broadcast. You guys, I messed up.
Oh, Larry, when you get your laser,
you guys. I'll tell you what, just to be safe, because I'm not sure if this will work. You guys type in one more time. Type in Outlaw one more time. Sorry about that. I didn't connect it to the stream or the broadcast. So, make sure you type Outlaw correctly, you guys.
Mistake like that, Larry, and you're going to be laser engraving dynamite? Boy, I don't know.
Hey.
Make sure I get a life insurance policy first.
I think that it will be, one of those things that it's a rare item. Laser engraved dynamite. Who else is doing that? I think it'll be a big. I think it'll be an exploding business.
Could be.
Sorry about that, you guys. It usually takes me about 15 minutes to type a word that big, so I feel for you, but I didn't have it connected to the broadcast there. So yeah, one-time thing. Everybody typed in how many people we got. I'm gonna pull up the collect the comments here. Okay, we got 32 comments in the stream right now. We got 41 people in here, so make sure you type in outlaw if you're wanting to be in the drawing.
Whoever the winner is, I'll need them to email me there at the email address you see there.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
let me know if you prefer the coffee cup style that has a little handle on it. I think it's a 12-ounce cup. The tumbler that you have there, Larry, I think those are 20-ounce. And then I have one similar size in that. That's a water bottle with a screw on top, which is good for guys like me that have a tendency to spill their drink. That way you don't get it everywhere.
And these actually do work really well. They keep your coffee warm a long time. The only thing that I have trouble with is the lid. I can't get the slider lid thing to come off to clean it. So you got to kind of work at that to get the lid clean. But other than that, I mean, these are great tumblers.
I have a different style of that as well, Larry, that has a little different slider on its. Actually, I think it doesn't have any slider at all. So I think there is a way to clean the one you got. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to go grab one.
I popped one off, but I think I ended up breaking the lid in the process. So, but anyway, all right, you guys. Everybody typed in. We're going to do this. We got 32 entries out of 40 people in here. I'm going to give you just another 20 seconds here to type in outlaw for the drawing, and then we're going to draw. So,
yeah, PA Relic Hunters asked, does it keep the beer cold? You bet.
I haven't tried that one yet.
The real way to do it is to have the tumbler already chilled, kind of like a cold beer mug. Yeah, that'll keep it even colder.
All right. Okay, you guys, we're going to do the drawing here. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Greetings from New York. Wow. All right. Well,
see that one on there.
I didn't either. Well, congratulations. Let me get back over here on the stream here. So, greetings from New York. In order to claim the giveaway or your winnings here, you need to send an email to dan@outlawmetaldetectors.com right there at the bottom of the screen. And just send him an email with your information so he can send that. Well, I guess what they want as well, right, Dan?
Yeah. And if they're not sure, just ask me in the email, or they're welcome to call me as well. Numbers on the website. So.
Yeah. And I found that when you do call Dan, if you call him, he always prefers that you be careful what you call him. So, but awesome, you guys. Gary, as soon as I check out the email and see your email, I will get this hat off to you.
Well,
congratulations.
Larry, I haven't seen any comments from greetings from New York. Is that on here?
Yep, they're here.
Oh, there it is.
Yep, will do. Thanks. Yep.
Want to make sure we didn't have a spammer or a hacker in the room.
Nope. So, all right. Congratulations. Good job. All right. Well, anybody else got any questions, or Dan, do you have anything else?
I just clicked on something I didn't mean to. Sorry. No, I can't think of anything at the moment. If anybody's joining late, sorry, there's not a lot more news on the Manticores when they're going to show or anything. I know there's rumors flying around, oh, I heard that, 700 of them are on a plane right now and blah, blah, and so on. It's probably just rumors.
Yeah, I don't think that they would have a shipment that big in the beginning anyway.
No, I doubt it. They're producing them, and I was told by my distributor they are sending them air freight, a little at a time to try to, put a dent in the demand for them right now. But with the way shipping is right now, and getting raw materials and components, microchips, and so on, it's things just aren't quite the way they were not too many years ago. Things take a little longer to get things done, and that's a whole nother story there to get started into. So I'm gonna step away from that before that gets too deep on us.
Oh, anyway, well, all right, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you showing up here. Enjoy getting on here and chatting with you guys, even though I can't hear you. You guys hear me gabbing all the time. But let's see, there, Australia, we get nice show. But let's see.
Somebody asked if we're going to Digstock. Gary asked, are we going to Digstock? We had that little conversation with Casey yesterday. I would like to. That's a good question. I would say right now, probably not. It's just hard to get enough time and, to go anywhere, for something like that, and that distance and everything. And, but it's a thought, so I'm not going to rule it out entirely.
I would love to go to Digstock. I don't know. It's hard for me. I've always been this way. It's hard for me to plan that far ahead, not knowing if I'm even going to be kicking the next day. But I don't know. I'll have to take a look and see. It would be a fun event, but I don't know. Have you checked? If you were to go, Dan, would you be a vendor there?
I don't know. Going as a vendor, I would have to check with them first to see if there's availability or not, because a lot of events limit the number of dealers or certain types of vendors, and not sure how that would go, and I can't commit at this point to go. So I don't know.
Yeah,
just can't really say right now. I'm sorry.
Time will tell. So yeah. At this point, it's not something that's on the top of my mind right now, but
yeah,
we'll find out here before too long, maybe. But all right, you guys, I appreciate all of you. And next Wednesday, 5 o'clock, I'm going to write this down. Wednesday at 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock your time.
That's 5 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Eastern,
7 o'clock Central,
7 o'clock Central,
and 6 o'clock Mountain.
We'll get on here. Dan should have some machines. At least the 900 will be in hand. Maybe something else will show up in the meantime, between now and then. So we'll at least be able to go over the 900 and see what he can come up with there. But we'll try to update you with things as we get them. And again, if you guys hop over to, let's see here, the Facebook group, it's Sodbusters Metal Detecting Facebook group. I also update there as well, and that's probably the first place that you'll see updates. So Sodbusters Metal Detecting on Facebook. And but otherwise, we'll be back on here Wednesday evening, 5 p.m. Pacific time, and hope to see you guys here. We appreciate all of you. So they denied Excalibur shovels. So
yeah, I thought about mentioning that, but maybe they'll change their mind or something else will happen.
yeah, we got a scammer right there. Block that user. So, but anyway, all right. Well, I appreciate you guys, and we will be with you on the next one. So,
Yep.
you guys be safe out there. Stay warm.
Thanks, everyone. And for anyone that's not going to be on the stream next week, have a good Christmas. Be safe. And we'll see you next time.
All right, you guys. You take care.